Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome and thank you so much for watching today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be bringing you a foundation review. I think the last one that I reviewed was the Charlotte Tilbury foundation, which was like last year sometime. So I am really excited to bring you a full new foundation review. Do you ever have one of those mornings when just you feel like the universe is telling you not to do something? That's how I felt like this morning. Like everything has been going wrong, and I wanted to do this really early this morning, but it's now like midday, so yeah, I'm gonna have to be wearing this a long time into the night just to make sure that I can give you like a full review on this foundation. The foundation I'm going to be reviewing today, as you can see from the title, is this one right here. This is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. I've wanted to try this for quite some time. Number one, it's really affordable. Number two, I've seen quite a lot of like high profile makeup artists using it on Instagram and it looked amazing, so I was like, I need to try this. I suppose it's just quite nice for me to be reviewing like products that are drugstore as well as like high end, so I thought it might be quite nice for you guys to get my opinion on how this compares to the high-end foundations that I like to use. So this retails for £10 for 30 ml of product, which is an absolute steal. Obviously, as I said, it's NYX, which you can get in most like drugstores or whatever you like to call them. Do we call that drugstore? Because I feel like that's an American word. So I'm just going to read a little description from the website. This naturally radiant foundation is glorious, available in an inclusive 45 truly flattering shades. Our covetable formula delivers buildable medium coverage and a naturally radiant finish that lasts. This liquid foundation blends like a dream and even works with your skin to help create a smooth, even toned look. Okay, so the main things I'm taking from that is that it's supposed to be a medium coverage and really smoothing and really glowy on the skin. Obviously, it comes in 45 shades, which is absolutely amazing. It says that it's buildable coverage as well, so maybe we could build up to full. It says that it's got a lasting finish, which I'm assuming means it's going to wear well on the skin. So we will put that to the test today. So the shade that I've got is called Medium Olive. Now I swatched this on my skin yesterday and it was a little bit dark, so I decided to put some tan on, which is why I'm resembling a Satsuma at the moment. It went a little bit dark, but whatever. So you can see when I've got my tan on that the colour match is pretty good. I would definitely buy this in a lighter shade if I wanted it more for like everyday wear. But yeah, number 9 Medium Olive is this one right here. So for anyone new here, my skin type is normal to oily. I do tend to get quite shiny on my forehead, around my chin as well. So I feel like it will be a good test to see how this goes on normal to oily skin. One thing that I am going to say is I'm not going to put this under my eyes, because in the past when I've tried out new foundations that are really luminous and I've put it under my eyes, I can sometimes feel like it will crease under my eyes. I figured what we could do today as well is try one side of the face primed and one side without and see if that makes any difference at all. So I'm going to be priming one side of my face. We'll go with the right side with the Professional Primer by Benefit, and this is the Pearl one. This just really smooths out any pores, fine lines. I really love this primer, and it definitely helps to keep the makeup on. So I don't know if you can see like this close up. Pores definitely appear less enlarged on the side with the primer, which I already knew because I love this primer, but I just want to see if you can see it on the camera. Just kind of blurs everything before you put your foundation on, which I also love. I'm going to initially use a brush to apply the foundation just to see how it goes. I'm going to be using my Fenty foundation brush. Absolutely love this little guy. It's so nice. It's kind of flat, so it's good for like patting in the product. I'm going to just pour a little bit of this foundation out so you can see what it looks like on the tray. So this is my little palette. You can see it is quite runny, not massively. Compared to the other foundations that I would normally use, I would say it is a little bit more runny, so it's making me think it's going to be quite glowy on the skin, but we'll see how we go. So I'm going to apply to the primed side first, and I'm just going to be tapping that all over. Oh my god, I actually have put so much out in the tray. I'm going to blend this in with my Fenty foundation brush, and I'm just going to use like tapping and patting motions to see how it blends on. It's blended really nicely. I feel like that looks really nice. Definitely covered any wee marks that I had on my cheeks. I always just really like to pat in with the brush once I've applied. Can you see that? That looks so nice compared to this side. I would definitely say it's a medium coverage, but it's very even looking, and it definitely has a little bit of a glow. Okay, so that's me just put like one layer on this side, and I do think it looks really nice. I feel like I might just go over it with a beauty blender just to blend in the excess product, but I actually think like my skin looks really, really nice. So I'm just going to go over with a damp beauty blender just to make sure that I've got any little brush marks. £10. I'm not complaining. I think for £10 that looks a really nice coverage for everyday wear. Nice finish on the skin, quite glowy. Applied really easily. It might actually be even quicker to apply with a sponge. You can see the difference. It's definitely gotten rid of any little marks that I've got on my cheeks and just evened everything out, which is what you want for an everyday foundation. Okay, I'm going to use my damp beauty blender on this side just to see if it applies any differently or better or anything like that. Always quicker anyway, I feel, when you use a blender. Okay, right off the back, I can just see, because it is a slightly more glowy foundation, that my pores look more enhanced on the side because I don't have the primer on. It still looks nice, but I can see the pores slightly more. I actually really like the way it's applying with the beauty blender as well. Okay, so this is one light layer all over. Obviously this side was with the blender and without the primer. I do think it looks slightly more glowy. My pores look more enhanced on this side ever so slightly. I mean, I'm probably going to put a little bit of powder on there anyway, which is going to smooth them out, but we'll see what the difference is. And I think that the application with the sponge was actually really nice and really easy. Well, you can see it's pretty much covered up any little red marks that I had. So just add a little bit more on my blender and just apply a little bit more coverage just over the nose and cheek areas, just to see how it builds. It did say it was a buildable coverage. But yeah, I feel like it's building really nicely. It's blending on top of the other layer nicely. It's not drying out or going patchy or anything like that. It feels really nice and light on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy at all. Like, I cannot believe that this is £10. I think that looks so nice. And I think the coverage is actually built up really well. I would say you could even put more on if you wanted to be more fuller coverage. So yeah, I'm really happy with the way the coverage is looking, and I like the colour. I like the way that the layers building up together and they layered really nicely. They've not went cakey or anything like that, and it's definitely got a lovely glow to it. I don't know if you can see, but it looks really glowy, but like not too glowy, if you know what I mean. In terms of pores, etc., I definitely prefer the side with the primer on. We'll see if that has any effect on how it wears as well. I poured far too much out on the tray. I've actually got loads of product left on there, so just going to apply a little bit of concealer under my eyes. This one here is the Nabla Close Up Concealer, but let's just see how the concealer blends on top of the foundation. Oh, it's blending so easily. I'm absolutely buzzing because the concealer has blended really, really nicely on top of that. And I'm just going to do what I would normally do at this point and set up with a little bit of translucent powder. I always set under my eyes with a translucent powder because my under eyes do tend to crease no matter what concealer I use. And I just find using a translucent powder always stops that from happening. The one that I normally use is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder. And translucent powder just has like no colour in it at all. So it doesn't affect the shading under your eyes. Because it's so finely milled, it doesn't go cakey. Definitely the best way to apply translucent powder is just in a tapping motion. And I like to use this MAC brush for under the eyes, it's so good. MAC 133 brush it is, and just doing like really gentle patting and pressing motions is the best. I'm also just going to apply a little bit of the translucent powder just anywhere that I normally would, which is usually sort of down my laugh lines here, and then also just like the centre of my forehead as well. This is what I would normally do with any foundation, so unless it was like a super matte foundation. Just feel like I would rather use a glowy foundation and set it down with a bit of powder rather than use a matte foundation and set it down with powder. I feel like the finish is always a lot nicer and makes the skin look a lot smoother. Now I'm just going to add like my bronzer, highlighter and blusher. I'll pop you on a little time lapse and then we'll be right back. So that's me finished my base. I just added a little bit of City bronzer from Maybelline, which is one of my favourites. Everything that I will use today is linked below, guys. I also added this blush from L'Oreal, which is called Life's a Peach, and obviously really affordable as well. And then I also added a little bit of this Kiko highlighter, which I'm really liking at the moment because it's definitely got like a nice golden tone, so perfect for summer. Obviously these products are all pretty affordable drugstore products as well. I was looking for a lipstick that was drugstore, but I couldn't find one, so I'm just just going to bring out an OG fave, which is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk, and I've got this little cute tiny mini one. How sweet is that? So I'm just going to be popping that on with a little bit of the Hot Gossip liner, also from Charlotte Tilbury. And this is definitely one of my favourite lip combos for just sort of like natural everyday wear. Okay guys, so this is the finished makeup and I am really happy with the way it looks considering it's £10 for this foundation. I will say that it looks slightly better on the side of the primer, just with the way that the pores are smoothed out and even just the way it's sitting just down here along my jaw. I don't feel like it's clinging onto like peach fuzz as much on this side with the primer, but generally I think it looks really nice. You could definitely wear this a little bit more sheer and you wouldn't have to wear it mattified, you could just wear it like sort of dewy and glowy, but just because of the nature of my skin and the things that I would normally do with foundation, I have mattified it down slightly just so that I know that it'll last a little bit longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this all day and I'm going to do a couple check-ins. The time now is 5 to 1, so I'll maybe check in like 3 hours or so, about 4 o'clock, and we can see how it's looking, and then I'll do another check-in maybe about 8 or 9 and see how it's looking then. So I have got a little bit of work to do today, although I'm not actually doing makeups and out and about painting faces. I am doing a lot of admin and get back to people, rescheduling appointments and weddings and things, so I'll be doing a bit of that. I'll also be doing some social media stuff, and then I will be doing a little bit of chores around the house, and then Jamie and I will be going on a walk later on today when he's finished work. So that's what I'm going to be up to. Hopefully the makeup stands the wear test. I am feeling pretty glam for just going to be going in and cleaning my fridge. Fingers crossed this wears because it's looking really nice, and I'll see you at our first check-in. Hi guys, so we are at our first check-in and I thought I would come down to my living room to show you the makeup in like natural light, because I honestly feel like sometimes when I'm upstairs with like the lights and the ring light that it's not actually showing what the makeup actually looks like outside. I hope I'm in focus, by the way, because when I watch videos back as well, like I noticed that I'm not in focus a lot on this camera, so I do apologise if that is annoying. We're doing really well. The time is, hang on, where's my phone? Oh, I feel like I need to show you the time on that phone. But yeah, the time now is 20 past 4 nearabouts. It's just me and Jamie on holiday. Memories. Find myself reminiscing about holidays a lot recently because we're like stranded indoors, cooped up. But yeah, anyway, back to the point, which is the foundation. So it's 20 past 4, the foundation has been on for like 3 hours. As I would hope that it was holding up pretty well at this point, which it definitely is. There's nothing really changed at all. If anything, maybe slight crease in here, but that's just me. I always tend to crease there slightly, but no, I don't know if I want to zoom in, but I will, just to show you how it looks up close. Don't know if you can see, but yeah, it looks really nice. So far, so good. I'm happy with the way it's looking at check-in number 1. The next check-in I will be later on this evening, and between now and then is probably when I'm going to be the most active, because me and Jamie are going to go out a hike. There's a load of hills around about where we live, so we're going to go out, get a good walk in and get some fresh air. So hopefully it stands the wear test until then. But I'm really surprised at how it's holding up. I don't have any oil. It's only been 3 hours, but I've got like no oil coming through. So I'm pretty hopeful that by the next check-in should be all good as well, but only time will tell. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Hi everybody, so we are back at the final check-in. So it is 20 to 10 in the evening, which means the foundation has been on all day. Definitely a good 8.5 hours that the foundation has been on. And I've got to say, I'm really impressed with how this is held up. Obviously you can see for yourself, but it really hasn't changed very much at all. A lot of the times when I do foundation wear tests, the foundation actually can disappear or go patchy in areas. This has not come off my face. I think the only place that it maybe has ever so slightly is maybe around my nose. So as you can see, it's looking really nice still. The foundation hasn't moved. It's not actually that oily considering it's supposed to be a glowy foundation. I really haven't got that much oil on my forehead. Now obviously I did put a little bit of translucent powder on, so that has definitely helped. I feel like maybe if I didn't have the translucent powder on, it probably would be a wee bit more shiny and glowy at this point. The only thing that I'm not particularly 100% on is the crease lines that I've got here. I don't know if you can see, but I can zoom in a little bit. I'm creasing just slightly in my laugh lines here. And I am creasing slightly just in the middle of my forehead there. Now, what I will say is I tend to crease in these areas. This is not unnormal for me. So usually with any foundation that I wear, I will crease there slightly, and all I tend to do is just take a beauty blender and sort of blend it away. Now bear in mind I've not done that all day. It's actually looking really, really good. So I'm just going to tap this out. The only other thing I would say is it's looking a tiny bit dry. Just on my forehead, just slightly dry, and just on my chin here. I have been breaking out there this past week, so I've been using certain skincare products on my skin that are drying out the skin a little bit there. So I'm going to put that down to that. However, I feel like I can only really see that if I'm looking up close. Like from a distance, when I'm looking in the mirror, the makeup actually looks really, really nice, albeit it's a tiny bit dry on my forehead. So I think we just need to bring this back. Like, this foundation is £10. I just can't believe it. I can't believe the finish of it. I can't believe the price of it. And I really loved the way it applied. It was so easy, it was so quick. And I actually think the next time that I wear it, I'm not going to powder it just to see how it goes, because bear in mind it's going to be touch dry on my forehead. Maybe if I don't powder it, it'll just kind of set down naturally, and hopefully it'll just wear really nicely. I honestly think I would give this foundation a good like 7.5 out of 10. It's not often that you see a foundation this good at that good a price. Obviously earlier on I was talking about how it compares to other foundations that I've got. I would definitely say it's as good a quality as a high-end foundation, but you're getting it for a really good price. I still get crease lines here with high-end foundations. Just feel like maybe with a few touch-ups through the day with my beauty blender, and maybe even if I did put a wee bit more powder there, it might have lasted a bit better. But honestly, I would say like this really does compare to the high-end foundations. So I'm definitely going to order this in a lighter shade, just for like when I've not got any fake tan on. I think if you maybe have dry skin, then you could maybe put like a luminous primer underneath it as well, and that would really add to the luminosity. I don't really have anything other than good things to say about this foundation, because I think it just looks really nice on the skin. It's lasted really well. You could definitely wear this on a night out, 100%. It blended onto the skin beautifully. I'm really impressed, really impressed. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's review. If you have any questions about this foundation, pop them in the comments section below and I will do my best to try and help you. I've linked everything that I've mentioned today in the description box below as well. So if you want to check out the foundation, then head on down there and have a little nosy. If you do get the foundation, make sure to tag me so that I know that you're trying it, and let me know if you like it. But yeah, £10 guys, what an absolute bargain. I'm so impressed. Definitely going to be wearing this for the rest of the week just to get a bit more of a feel for it. If there's any other foundations out there that you would like me to review, please let me know, because I always find that really interesting to know what you guys want to see. If you like today's video guys, please don't forget to subscribe, because it really helps me out. It means that you'll be notified of any other videos that I upload. I'll be bringing you all a new video very soon, so I will see you then.